There seems to be a massive churn going on in the Congress party in Karnataka. Supporters of Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar have been camping out here in Delhi for the last few days, but no one from the High Command is meeting them or in a mood to meet them. Neither Rahul Gandhi, the leader of the opposition, nor Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge have met these folks who've been camped out in Delhi since Monday night. DK was today asked about this leadership change. He says he will go by whatever the Congress Party High Command decides, even though privately for the last year or so, he's been telling all his supporters, well-wishers, everyone who would care to listen, that an assurance was given to him in 2023 by the Congress High Command that he would be made Chief Minister at the halfway mark. And the halfway mark came and went earlier this month. Now the BJP's released an AI video, which you can see on the right side of your screen, sort of mocking DK Shivakumar, taking a long, hard look at the Chief Minister's chair. Now, in another interesting development, which is true of the old adage that an enemy's enemy in politics is a friend, DK Shivakumar last night had a late-night meeting with Satish Jarkiholi, who is seen to be in the Chief Minister's camp. He is a long-standing backward class leader. He's an ST leader from North Karnataka, from Belgaum. His brother is in the BJP. And in fact, no less than the Chief Minister's son, Yatindra Siddaramaiah, a few weeks back had said, if there's any Ahinda leader, which is a conglomeration of backward caste, minorities, Dalits, etc., if there's going to be any Ahinda leader post-Siddaramaiah, it has to be Satish Jarkiholi. So what was DK Shivakumar doing, sort of cozying up to Satish Jarkiholi? Are the number 2 and number 3, perhaps, in the Karnataka government burying the hatchet to unseat the number 1?
What was on agenda, sir, yesterday in this meeting?
To keep the party strong, to see that we come back to power in 2028 and 2029.
ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವ್ರನ್ನೋ JDSನೋ ಇನ್ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರ ನಮ್ಮ DCM ಬಿಟ್ಟದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 19 ಪಡೆಯುವಂತ ಏನು ವಿಷಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಬೆಟ್ಟಾಗಿಲ್ಲತ್ತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾವ ಬಹುಶಃ ನಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾವ ನಾನಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬೆಟ್ಟಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ತಡೆಗೋಡೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ, ತಡೆಗೋಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಆದೇಶ ಅಂತಿಮ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
So a late-night political development from Bengaluru that literally setting the cat amongst the pigeons. A private meeting between DK Shivakumar and Satish Jarkiholi, which stretched late into the night. In fact, it went past midnight. Both DKS and Jarkiholi held a closed-door meeting well past midnight, and were given to understand that there were no aides. There were no aides of either leader alongside them. This was a private meeting, just the two leaders, but the two sides had very different versions of what really went down in that meeting. Satish Jarkiholi is a loyalist of Siddaramaiah. He hails from Belgaum. He's a backward caste leader. Perhaps many are looking at him as the future Ahinda leader of Karnataka post-Siddaramaiah. He said that he's firmly in the Chief Minister's camp, no doubt. Sources close to DK Shivakumar saying that the focus of this meeting was what happens next, who comes after Siddaramaiah and who will take on the mantle after 2028 and 2029. And positioning Jarkiholi as an Ahinda leader in the state, what does that mean for DK Shivakumar, who's a Vukkaliga? Let's listen into some perspective from my colleague Harish, and then we'll open this up to our panelists as well.
In a significant development in the ongoing leadership tussle saga in Karnataka, DK Shivakumar met Satish Jarkiholi, somebody who is now seen as the political inheritor of Siddaramaiah's legacy, somebody who's also vying to be the next Ahinda leader in Karnataka. In the meeting, we understand that DK Shivakumar spoke about how the party should be prepared for a time or an election where Siddaramaiah perhaps might not be contesting. He's also spoken about 2028 Assembly election and 2029 Lok Sabha election. We understand that DK Shivakumar also spoke about how Satish Jarkiholi can cement his place as the next Ahinda leader. Remember, this is coming in at a time when there was criticism that DK Shivakumar perhaps might not be able to take everyone along. What we also understand from sources close to Satish Jarkiholi is that he's told DK Shivakumar very clearly that he will continue to be a loyalist of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, but at the same time has made it very clear that any decision that the party high command takes with regard to the ongoing leadership tussle, Satish Jarkiholi will abide by that. DK Shivakumar today said that he was just talking about party organization and the elections coming up in 2028 and 2029, but perhaps what has happened in the last few days can't be ignored, because he's not just met Satish Jarkiholi, he's also met other senior leaders, largely identified themselves with the Siddaramaiah's camp, whether it's KJ George, whether it's Zamir Ahmad Khan and various other leaders. And many see this as an attempt by DK Shivakumar to send out a message to the Congress High Command that he can take everyone along.
So the ball is really in the party high command's court. Now, why are they dithering? Why are they not taking a decision? The party high command, the top brass, essentially Congress President Kharge, LOP, Rahul Gandhi, senior Congress leader Sonia Gandhi, they are the ones who have to take this final call on what they want to do about this tricky balancing act in Karnataka. There are several possible scenarios, any one of which could go any particular way, and that could really shape the future trajectory of the state's politics. So number one is that they allow Siddaramaiah to complete his term. His term gets over in 2028. Either he leads the Congress into the election or someone else leads the Congress into the election, but he's allowed to complete his term. But there is a real risk of alienating the DK Shivakumar camp, which could lead to internal tussle, maybe even sabotage. There could be unrest within the party. DK may even try to split the party. We don't know. It has happened before in the past in other states. If DK Shivakumar is made the chief minister now, mid-term, as he says he was promised by the Congress High Command, then obviously Siddaramaiah loyalists could push back very strongly. Remember, Siddaramaiah still controls a large part of the legislative unit of the Congress party. A large number of the MLAs still very strongly back Siddaramaiah, and that could potentially trigger a revolt which could destabilize the party and the government. But the third option, which is what the Congress High Command seems to be taking at least so far, is that to try and kick the ball down the road, try and sort of dilly-dally, try and drag their feet. That further delay in taking a decision is only risking governance paralysis, eroding public trust, and it could even lead to more defections, undermining the party's position in the state. Right now, the Congress, mind you, is only in power in just 3 states across the country, Karnataka being the biggest of it. They can ill afford to lose their grip on power in the biggest state that they are in power in, simply because they couldn't make up their mind as to who to push in the chief minister's chair.
तो वहाँ की सरकार क्या कर रहे हैं वहाँ के लोग बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन मेरा कहना ये है कि ऐसे समस्याओं को हम सुलझाएंगे. हम हाईकमांड के लोग, मैं हूँ, हमारे राहुल जी हैं, हमारे नेता, श्रेष्ठ नेता सोनिया गांधी जी है. हम बैठ के सोच के उसको कुछ किस ढंग से क्या कर रहे हैं, कैसा चल रहा है, उसको क्या करना है, जो मेडिसिन देना है उसको देंगे उसके तहत.
What medicine needs to be given will be given. Well, prophetic words. Let's see what that actually means. I want to go across to Mr. Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. Sanket Yanagi, political analyst, is also joining us. Mr. Yanagi, let me start with you first. Very interesting late-night meeting, a meeting that went well past midnight between the so-called number 2 and number 3 in the government in Karnataka. Mr. DK Shivakumar goes to the residence of Mr. Satish Jarkiholi. Just a few weeks ago, no less than the chief minister's son himself said that Satish Jarkiholi could be a post-Siddaramaiah Ahinda leader in Karnataka. What is going on? Is number 2 and number 3 trying to come together to unseat number 1?
Zakka. Okay.
Yeah, it's for Mr. Yanagi, yeah.
Yes. Where there is a democracy, there would always be freedom of speech. Each one would be entitled to express their own views as per their own whims and fancies. Sometimes it is with responsibility, sometimes without responsibility. The one which is without responsibility, it will be tackled by the one who is holding the control over it, number one. But where there is no, there is a superiority or there is a dictatorship, all these things are not seen because everyone would be fearing of the dictator. But insofar as Congress is concerned, I don't think there is any dictator, number one. There seems to be, at least there is some political discourse is left out, but the way it is going on may not be so suitable to a circumstance.
Sir, there's no decision also. That's the problem. There's no decision making.
Could be, there would be some decisions but not been taken or not been expressed. That could be the reason. But where so we talk about the democracy, each one is entitled to claim the position. Each one is equal. Each one is entitled to claim the position, irrespective of whether he is capable or not.
So
So in that
it's
case,
a question of, see, I'll break it down in a nutshell for you. Mr. DK Shivakumar has been saying privately to everybody that in 2023, when the Congress party won the election in Karnataka, he was given an assurance by the top brass, the high command of the Congress party, that he will get the top job after 2.5 years in power. He's been saying this consistently. Now, either the Congress High Command has had a rethink, they don't want to make DK the Chief Minister, and they say, okay, Mr. Siddaramaiah will continue till 2028, and then we'll decide who the future heir is of the Congress party in Karnataka. That's an upfront thing to say. But just to drag their feet, and then Mr. Kharge says, whatever medicine is required, we will give the medicine. He's not a doctor, these guys are not patients. Come on.
no, that medicine could be something where they may be thinking of disciplined reactions, or they may be pursuing some warnings, or they may be issuing some notices, because it is an embarrassment to the party as well because of the recent debacles in the other states. That could be one reason he might have meant for. But otherwise also, looking at the development of the state is concerned, this is not a good signal. Development is at the back seat, and one has to take it.
Is that a backseat? Because, the focus is on this whole jockeying for the top post. Mr. Bhaskar Rao, the point is that the Congress is saying the BJP does not have to do anything because you have to mind your own business. This is an internal Congress matter. You are busy making AI videos of Mr. DK Shivakumar looking lovingly at the Chief Minister's chair. He may or may not get it. We're playing that AI video that the BJP has put out today on social media.
Okay. Making videos, that is not what the biggest problem which the state is facing now. The state is facing a huge constitutional crisis. And Kharge Sahab is talking about medicine. This means somebody is very, very sick and needs medicine. And if you look at this entire system, where Rahul Gandhi always flashes a copy of the constitution with him. Today is the day of the constitution, 26th of November. And it's a mockery of the constitution that people outside the constitution are now going to decide the fate of Karnataka. And here, instead of the elected people, representatives of 136 MLAs, they are absolutely helpless. Some sitting in Delhi, some sitting here, making trips here, making conjectural statements, etc., etc. And as you rightly mentioned, Zakka, that DK was assured that he's going to become the chief minister after midterm over there. Nothing politically seems to be coming over there. And the one and only person...
Could that reason be, Mr. Rao, that at the end of the day, as you said, whoever is the leader of the legislature party, whoever has the majority support of the MLAs, goes on to become chief minister? Maybe DK Shivakumar does not have the majority MLA support. That continues to be with Siddaramaiah.
Zakka, you will see that earlier we used to observe that there used to be horse trading among different political parties. Now there seems to be horse trading inside the political parties where people are being paid huge sums to go and talk nice and talk good about it. And they are not being entertained in the headquarters. That's a different thing. But here in Karnataka, the people of Karnataka are suffering lots. 136 members you have. And we are craving for governance. And such a weak high command is there, which is not in a position to decide who the next chief minister is going to be.
So let me ask Mr. Yanagi, there are three scenarios. I played that out in the beginning of the discussion as well. Number one, the Congress High Command decides, well, Mr. Siddaramaiah has the maximum legislature party support. There's no question of changing him. Let him run his course and, eventually step down in 2028. If that is the case, then they need to come out and say that clearly. Maybe they're not coming out and saying that clearly, because if they say it publicly, then what happens to DK? What if DK splits the party? What if DK joins the BJP? I don't know if the BJP will welcome him. I don't know that. But, why should he hang around for another 2.5 years if he knows that he has no prospect of the chief minister's chair? That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is they take that risk, even if majority legislatures are not supporting Mr. Shivakumar right now. If the High Command takes that decision, then obviously a lot of them will fall in line. And the High Command takes the decision that, we have to go for younger blood and we make Mr. DK Shivakumar. But then what happens to Ahinda? What happens to this large conglomeration of backward castes, minorities, Dalits, etc., this sort of vote bank that Siddaramaiah had made? And a large number of MLAs also happen to be from one of the other member of that bloc. So what happens there? Will there again be internal rebellion? So, Mr. Yanagi, the Congress High Command is caught between a rock and a hard place. They can't choose option one or option two.
Option 1 and option 2 would always depend upon the strength of the High Command. If the High Command is very powerful, it will take the decision which is reasonable and which is suitable for everyone and also for the High Command, apart from the welfare of the state. Then it will impose that decision on the state and the state leaders, which they are bound to accept. That's option number 1, where the High Command is very powerful or is in having the control of several states and they can do anything and everything. But where the powerful High Command is absent, or there is something which requires a reconsideration at the hands of the High Command itself about every decision, they themselves are in the stage of reconsideration of certain decisions which they might have taken in respect of other states. They themselves are in soup or in trouble. They are having the troubled minds along with them.
No, but
Then
this
they may
is a
not
recurring pattern with the Congress High Command. You look at Rajasthan between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot. You look at Madhya Pradesh, for the longest time it was between Kamal Nath and Jyotiraditya Scindia. Jyotiraditya Scindia left the party and joined the BJP. And then it became between Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath. In Himachal, again, between Vikramaditya Singh and Mr. Sukhu, who's the current Chief Minister. In Punjab, again, it was between Mr. Amrinder Singh and Mr. Navjot Sidhu. I mean, this is a recurring pattern with the Congress High Command.
You see, there are two things which we may have to agree. Where there are multiple leaders who have equally grown and developed or equally capable in the state, and which have been developed across the years with a lot of experience and the support of legislators, they obviously claim the power. And if they are not given any opportunity, irrespective of the fact whether they have it or otherwise, if the request has not been acceded to, demand has not been acceded to, they will either jump the ship and join the political parties which are opposite to them and try to claim the leadership there or try to claim the power there.
But is there a vacancy for Mr. D.K. Shivakumar in the BJP?
For example, Himanta Biswa Sarma.
Yeah.
For example, Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Okay.
He was not given the opportunity for the CM post. Then you can think about Mr. CM, the former CM Ashok Chavan. Likewise, there are several examples.
So let me ask Mr. Rao. Mr. Rao, he's giving so many examples of Congress leaders who jump ship and join the BJP. Is there a vacancy for D.K. Shivakumar in the BJP?
It is only an indication of weak leadership at the High Command. That is why someone like Mr. Kharge himself says, I will refer the matter to the High Command, knowing well he is himself the High Command over there. So the examples which he gave is only in the and you can add Hemanta Biswas also, which you are not added over there. It's because they don't care for the High Command over there. In Karnataka also, Ahinda-wise, Siddaramaiah is powerful. Money-wise, D.K. Shivakumar is powerful. The Congress is not in a position to take a decision, nor does it want its MLAs to take a decision over there. Means this is such a sorry state of affairs, making a mockery of the Constitution, making a mockery of democracy over there. There is no rule of law because farmers are in suffering.
But Mr. Rao, tell me, if the Congress High Command comes to the decision that, okay, we're going to continue with Mr. Siddaramaiah, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, what are his political options? He can't join the JDS. He can't start his own party.
Both of them idle.
The only option is BJP.
Zakka, an idle Siddaramaiah is very dangerous for D.K. Shivakumar and Congress party. An idle Siddaramaiah. And similarly, an idle D.K. Shivakumar with Siddaramaiah continuing is dangerous for the Congress party. So it is going in either ways, as you rightly mentioned, it is a very tough choice for the Congress party to take because it has to assuage one of the other to ensure that party continues. Otherwise, House of 136 is going to collapse despite having a majority.
Okay. All right. We'll see how this plays out. But I think, not making an option or not choosing an option is really the non-option seems to be the one that the Congress High Command has taken so far. Whether or not that will change in the next few weeks, we'll have to wait and see. But as one of our guests said, the rule of thumb really is who has majority support of the legislators, who do maximum MLAs support. And in this case, it clearly seems to be Mr. Siddaramaiah. Whether or not the High Command will risk alienating a large number of MLAs and choosing someone other than Mr. Siddaramaiah, in this case D.K. Shivakumar or even Mr. Jarkiholi, whether or not that risk appetite is there is another question altogether.